Congratulations on your new acquisition!
Oh, so now are these my singing monsters, Plasti?
That's right, Winnie, because through music these creatures will leave us enchanted! So welcome to the world of my singing monsters, a place full of islands, music, and above all, monsters.
That's right, Plasti, but hi everyone, I'm Winnie, the monster cat. And this will be my song to sing.
Of course, Winnie, but first we'll go through this new universe little by little. Since with the help of our great sculptor Nessa, this video will be full of incredible and fine-tuned monsters. We're gonna start with one monster that joined us on this adventure. He's Mammott, a weirdish-looking hairy monster that has a very powerful voice.
That's right, dear viewers. Well, it is said that these talented monsters came from the cosmos, thanks to a group of 12 entities called the Celestials, who transformed this universe from being silent and empty to one full of life and joy, with lots of music, of course. So then each Celestial began to create its own amazing creatures, since each of them represent a month of the year, and all these monsters have their own elements.
Wow, that's interesting. Also, the Celestial that represents both winter and cold is called Glacier, the creator of Mammott, a monster inspired by the now extinct mammoths. These animals were similar to elephants. They were large and imposing, as well as with a lot of fur. That's the reason why this creature is resistant to cold environments. He's also one of the most smiling and friendly monsters in the game, and he's full of life and eager to sing.
And his voice is really unique because this monster will be your best singer, since his tones are very deep and powerful. Also, as a curious fact, the Mammott is one of the mascots of the game because he appears on almost all the islands and has countless combinations, styles, and ways of being used. It's incredible! That's right! Now that we have a powerful bass in our musical group, let's add some rhythm. That's why the time has come to create the main monster to make us move our bodies without stopping. That's right, we're talking about Peashooter, a quirky rock with hands and feet who's ready to keep up with the music. His drum sound is perfect with the voice of our previous monster, and it's because this awesome creature is attached to the earth, so his beats resonate throughout the island. Whoa, that's so cool!
This friendly rock has a pair of eyes and a large jaw, although his most remarkable feature is a pair of hands and feet with 3 fingers on each of them, so then he can move and also touch his head like a drum, creating sticky rhythms. And also this rhythmic monster was created by the Celestial known as Toad, who's a turtle that has a drum hanging from his neck and a large rock shell. This entity was in charge of creating the rock monsters and giving them the ability to continue with the great rhythm of his drum throughout the entire universe.
Thanks to this, Peashooter is a monster that has the ability to make his head sound anywhere in the world, just like a drum, since his sounds are connected to the earth, which vibrates with him, bringing to life the joy of his rhythm in every corner. Although, let's hope he doesn't end up with a headache from so many hits he takes.
It's time to create our third monster sculpture. Also, the sounds are now going to make a lot of more sense. So let's welcome Buzz, a very hairy monster that is characterized by not having eyes. But before continuing, remember to leave your epic like and subscribe if you are enjoying this video.
You'll be surprised because Buzz is one of the monsters that wasn't created by the Celestials. You see, when the main entities began to inhabit this universe singing their melodies, everything around them became a wonderful place because now this was their new home, making the monsters resonate with each other. And thanks to the fact that they put their rhythms and souls together, they began to create new monsters.
Thanks to this, Buzz was born, who is a combination between Mammott and Toadster. The latter is a kind of jellyfish with fat toes instead of tentacles. This creature is born from the combination of a cold elemental monster and a water one, so he has the ability to keep liquid in his body, conserving energy and resisting strong cold. Also, this gives him the capacity to have a very high-pitched voice, and therefore he sounds very angelic.
And speaking of his appearance, this monster is a cute pink ball of fur, and although he doesn't have eyes, he has a large mouth with it, a huge tongue, and a lot of fur that acts as a sensory organ, so he can feel the rhythm of his friends and thus accompany them with his unique voice. Oh, how cute is Buzz! Spring has arrived and the flowers are beginning to bloom. This is the perfect season for plants to make their grand entrance. So now we'll create the plum plant known as Potbelly. But don't forget to comment what's your favorite monster and what others would you like us to create. My favorite for sure is Buzz. He's so adorable and fluffy.
Of course, Winnie. And now let's continue with our next monster, who comes from one of the most colorful celestials, known as Blossom, a bird with a flower-shaped head. It is said that this celestial monster filled the universe with life due to his exotic plants, creating different creatures that populated the islands to give them lots of color and fun. The problem is that he got pretty excited, so now there are many Potbellies out there.
That's right, Plasty, because this monster usually invades the personal space of others on the different islands. Also, this plant, like his friend Mammott, is a creature that appears on almost all the islands regardless of the weather. He really likes to be the center of attention.
Despite this, he's a very friendly plant that doesn't have eyes but has two heads with a mouth. The leaves on his stem give him a very cool style. His name comes from his most notorious feature. That's right, we're talking about his large stomach with a funny belly button and a paw that takes him everywhere. The sound of this plant is unique and can accompany the others very well to create epic rhythms.
Although he's a little overweight, you can see how his body is about to break. Oh no!
The end of this rhythmic video is nearing, but we won't leave without creating one of the most beloved monsters in the entire game. Or rather, it'll be two, and they are known as the Dipsters.
The Dipsters are unique creatures since they weren't created by the Celestians, and the most curious thing is that they are their own element. I mean, they are part of the Dipster element. Did it say that these creatures were created from the music produced by all monsters, as their soul resided in the center of the universe, and this energy was very powerful. So once the rhythms began to resonate on the islands, these creatures emerged from the earth and joined this big party.
The first one to be created is the blue Dipster, who has a particular sparkle in his eyes, as well as a huge smile showing us how happy he is when listening to music. He also has a garlic clove on his head. This friendly monster represents the note C, as each of the Dipsters has a particular one.
That's right, and together with their friends they can create musical scales or even a whole composition like this one.
It's amazing!
That's why we're creating our second Dipster, who's gonna follow the first one. He'll be orange color and is identified with the note D. He also has some very tropical markings on his body and a few green leaves that adorn his head. He even looks like a carrot.
And as you may have already guessed, there are 5 more of these adorable friends representing the other musical notes. So give this video a lot of love if you want us to create the other members and make them sing a little. Dipsters cannot be created by combining 2 monsters. They are only obtained with the power of music and friendship. Then you have to visit the island of some friends to unlock them.
That's right, and I assure you that it'll be worth it. Just look at that cute little face. This video was filled with a lot of rhythm and joy, so don't forget to leave your friendly like and subscribe if you like it.
I also leave you these 2 videos that are also very epic, and you should go watch them right away. But after all, continue creating your new ability.